Good morning, America. For our viewers in the West, breaking news. Apocalyptic scenes across California. Our team is on the scene tracking the wildfires. The extreme winds are growing. Overnight, 3 catastrophic wildfires scorched thousands of acres in Southern California. The Palisades fire explodes in size, burning at a rate of 5 football fields per minute. The flames fueled by winds up to 99 miles an hour.
It just is so strong.
Sending embers raining down on neighborhoods. Homes incinerated, one after the other, entire blocks engulfed.
Everything is catching fire here. We just seen, 4 or 5 houses go up over the past few minutes here.
This famous high school caught fire.
Tens of thousands of people forced to evacuate.
Let's get out of here.
Racing from their homes, drivers forced to abandon vehicles on Sunset Boulevard. In this startling scene, a nursing home evacuated, people fleeing in wheelchairs.
The magnitude of the massive fire captured in this scene from above in a diverted passenger plane. Firefighters not only battling the relentless blaze, but the powerful, dangerous winds. We have team coverage on the front lines of the flames in this fast developing story.
Live in Times Square, this is Good Morning America.
Good morning, America. We want to get right to our top story this morning. That's that wildfire emergency in Southern California. Hard to wrap your mind around these images, truly devastating. Extreme winds have caused catastrophic damage, forcing tens of thousands of people to flee their homes. Many of those homes now destroyed. My brother lives in the area. He sent me these images overnight, including, I think, the second one right here shows the baseball field at Palisades High School right there. That's the baseball field at Palisades High School under fire right now.
Is he okay? Everything?
Yeah, he's fine. He did have to evacuate. He's in Brentwood right now, and they're all watching the winds to see if they're going to have to move out of there as well.
And the winds are the question.
A lot of family and friends in that area who've had to evacuate Brentwood as well. They're keeping their eye on it, as you said, George. And people were forced to abandon their cars on the road. Bulldozers had to be called in to move the vehicles as more raced to escape. And take a look at this satellite image from space. You don't just see the smoke, you can see the actual flames from space.
Yeah, and we have extensive team coverage. Ginger is standing by with why this unfolding disaster is so rare and could get even more dangerous this morning due to those powerful winds. But first, our chief national correspondent, Matt Gutman, starts us off on the scene at the Palisades wildfire. Good morning, Matt.
Hey, Robin, you can just hear the house behind me continue to crash, and what we've seen here, house after house, in neighborhood after neighborhood, is sort of a domino effect. One house igniting the next, and so on. We have seen probably hundreds of homes, and now that the light has come up here, we have a little bit of more light to be able to see the scale of the devastation. Most of the Palisades, and George mentioned Pali High School, that's gone. Most of the downtown is gone, and probably hundreds of homes at this point. It is catastrophic, obviously a state of emergency. And because of those winds that you've mentioned, firefighters telling us they have simply not been able to keep up with this fire, which is being cast forward ahead of itself, sometimes hundreds of yards, sometimes miles ahead, starting new fires, not just here in Pacific Palisades, but across Los Angeles County.
This morning, those apocalyptic scenes in Southern California, now under a state of emergency, with over 50,000 people forced to evacuate their homes, fleeing for their lives as fires burned across LA County. Multi-million-dollar homes incinerated one after the other, the largest fire tearing through the enclave of Pacific Palisades, one of the wealthiest in the country. It was fueled by historic winds, burning at a rate of 5 football fields per minute, gutting the Palisades high-end downtown area. Firefighters attacking the more than 2,900-acre wildfire from the ground and the air, but the fire exploding everywhere seemingly at once. Firefighters and locals overwhelmed.
All right, dude. Yeah, let's get out of here. We tried, bro. I'm sorry.
Tanner and his friend Orly racing to escape the home, surrounded by flames.
Gotta get out of here. Holy.
A Santa Ana wind event the National Weather Service called the worst in over a decade, turbocharging the fire.
The fire is being fueled by a combination of strong winds and surrounding topography, which is making it extremely challenging for our personnel that are assigned to this incident.
There is nothing left of these neighborhoods, house after house on both sides of the street. completely gone. Many of them still on fire, not a firefighter in sight, and you can see all these embers being cast. And all that's left in many of these neighborhoods are just chimneys, burning homes.
The wildfire sparing no one, no vehicle or structure safe across Los Angeles County, home to 10 million people. The fire so widespread, no word yet on deaths or injuries. A commercial aircraft flying over the area capturing the magnitude of the massive fire.
The homeowners are saying they're unable to access any exit routes. There's fire on both sides of the roads on Palisades.
And right there on Sunset Boulevard, we saw the gridlock of drivers trying to flee the fire, abandoning their cars. But that made it impossible for firefighters to enter the fire zone, so a fire department bulldozer had to push dozens of the abandoned vehicles out of the way.
This is Sunset Boulevard, right in the heart of Pacific Palisades, and all of these cars, including us at one point, were stuck in this gridlock. And in order for firefighters to actually get to the fires, they had to carve a path. And so a bulldozer literally shoved all of these cars to the side. You can see the bumpers ripped off, the scratches along the vehicles here. There's glass in the roadway.
Dozens of homes obliterated by the flames as residents tried to flee. Flames inching up the hill of the Getty Villa Museum with more than 125,000 priceless artifacts at risk. On Malibu Beach, lifeguard stations ablaze, the ocean right there, but not close enough to save homes and businesses along the Pacific Coast Highway. The Rakusin family hosing down what they can before clearing the area, taking with them the hope that their home might be safe.
I started to hose off the home and hose down all of the shrubbery and the trees and bushes.
We don't know whether the house is going to be there or not.
The inferno also threatened the property of notable actors. James Woods posting this video from the view of his driveway.
We've got a lot of planes going over, dropping water.
Comedic actor Josh Gad taking to Instagram.
I have never seen flames from my house like this, ever. This is insanity.
And Police Academy star Steve Guttenberg helping his neighbors to safety.
I'm lucky. I'm able-bodied. And I think when you're able-bodied, that's a good moment for you to help out in your community.
I'm going to give you a sense of the neighborhood, Robin. Obviously, these houses burning, you might be able to see additional homes there burned. These already burned out, and more burning down over there. And this house over here, all that's left is a chimney and a spiral staircase. And, you know, we drove up here this morning, and I've been in the Palisades many, many times. My aunt lives here. My cousin lives here. My aunt's house is destroyed. I believe my cousin's is as well. I haven't been able to get there. But the place was completely unrecognizable. It will never be the same. And when we use the term apocalyptic, this is what it looks like. And for so many people across LA County, this became very, very real. Even driving home yesterday, there was a fire 300 yards from my house. Everybody in this county packing go bags to have them ready to go. Robin.
And that says so much. I want Matt and everyone to please stay as safe as you can possibly be at this point.
Yeah, and unfortunately, the worst is far from over. Kanan Whitworth is in Altadena, California, tracking the Eaton wildfire. Good morning, Kana.
Yeah, Michael, good morning to you. So it's an incredibly chaotic scene out here at the Eaton fire. It's now doubled in size in the last few hours, at least 2,000 acres. I am telling you that we just saw day turn into night right in front of our eyes here. You can see this black sky, embers in the air, and what I'm showing you right over here, this is an elementary school that is completely engulfed in flames. There was also a wind gust not far from here, clocked at 97 miles an hour. That is grounding the aircraft, and this is what happens when you can't get air attack on these fires.
Overnight, the Eaton fire igniting roughly 30 miles east of the Palisades, near Pasadena, blazing through Eaton Canyon. Resources strained and high winds grounding the vital air attack.
There's no words to even describe how heartbreaking. That's a life. That's your entire life. You don't get that back. The memories are gone. I hope they're alive.
Highly flammable materials in homes going up in a matter of seconds, fueled by strong winds, then casting embers onto the next home.
We're getting a 70 knots wind speed. We're going to have to shut down water dropping operations.
Our station's KABC reporter Leanne Suter on the ground as they record 80-mile-an-hour hurricane-force wind gusts.
These gusts, it just is so strong.
People rushing to get to safety.
I had to get our 95 and 90-year-old neighbors out because they were confined to their second story because she just fractured her hip. So I had to get them out.
The residents from convalescent assisted living facility frantically pushed across the street in wheelchairs to safety. And through it all, the Herculean efforts of firefighters working tirelessly day and night, some answering the call to action coming in from other areas, battling an unrelenting foe and fighting for every inch and every structure.
Now, we went to that assisted living facility. It was totally engulfed in flames. And again, I want to reiterate here, this is an elementary school, and you are seeing these heavy winds push this fire right across the street. It is blue sky over here. It is pitch black on this side, and they now have hose lines over trying to protect this entire row of homes here that is utterly in imminent danger. This whole thing is far from over, George.
Just terrific. Okay, Kana, thanks very much. Let's bring in Mark Cota-Robles from our partner station, KABC. And Mark, I know you're stuck right in the middle of this. You're trying to evacuate your family and cover the fire at the same time.
And George, you shared some of that personal connection that you had to Palisades. I'll share my connection that, yeah, I live here in Pasadena, and although this is not my street, you're heartbroken at the loss. This home, a complete loss. Every home neighboring it is a complete loss. You can see some firefighters right now coming down the road, many of them just moving through. There's not much they can do. Here's a bit of good news right now. I can tell you the winds, they have died down just a bit from earlier. We saw incredible gusts overnight, tough to stand at times. The embers blowing through, that has diminished a bit. Now we are clouded in this smoke, the sun trying to come out, and we're seeing the aftermath of this fire. It is hard to pinpoint how many homes have been lost. At this point, dozens that we have seen here in Pasadena. I have never seen a fire to this extent in my 10 years living here. I am glad to say that my family, my children, they were able to evacuate. George?
In such a bucolic community. Okay, Mark, thanks very much. We hope your family is safe. Michael?
All right, thank you, George. Joining us now is California Fire Battalion Chief Brent Pasqua. And Mr. Pasqua, thank you so much for joining us in what we know is a very stressful and chaotic time for you. And from what we know and what we see, this is a fast expanding and fast moving fire. Can you tell us what you're seeing right now and what can you tell us about the Hearst-Sylmar fire?
Yeah, so right now we're all under the same conditions, the Santa Ana red flag conditions with those 70-mile-an-hour winds. Right now they've calmed down a little bit, but they're still 30 to 40 mile an hour. So that makes this firefight extremely difficult.
And how do Santa Ana winds complicate containment of the fire?
Yeah, so the winds are so erratic, they're spreading fire faster than our crews can get in front of it. So our most important priority is life safety. We're trying to get everyone out of the way. That way we do not have anyone hurt or killed.
And as you said, life safety, getting everyone out of the way. Evacuations are underway, but what's your advice to the local residents there?
Yeah, so for the local residents that may be in the area that are thinking about evacuating, if it's a thought, I would say do it. The earlier, the better. Have that go bag ready, have your emergency plan ready with your family, and execute it so you're all safe.
And Mr. Pasqua, have you ever seen anything like this in your experiences?
I have not. I've seen a lot of Santa Ana fires, get up to 40, 50 mile an hour. But last night I saw light poles being blown over, utility poles being blown over just from the wind, not even from the fire. So extreme fire activity out here on the Palisades fire.
Well, we want to thank you, really, you and everyone else, for all your hard work out there, because we know these conditions are very, very dangerous, and please stay safe.
You're welcome. Thank you, Michael.
Thank you.
All right. And Ginger joins us now with more on this. These winds are This is so rare and dangerous right now.
So the winds happen about once every decade, and the National Weather Service in Los Angeles did a fantastic job warning well ahead of this storm. They were saying life-threatening winds. You know, Sunday night, Monday, they were talking about these winds. What's happening is this is happening in concert with one of the driest starts to the season on record. If you'll remember, guys, I was out there in LA last year this time, flooding. This is their wet season. And so this is not a normal combination of having these winds and having it be so dry. So any fire that starts, it's impossible to fight. Here's the other problem. You always have the big high. That's what causes Santa Ana winds regularly, that four corners high, as we call it. It sends the winds offshore. But enhancing these winds is that low pressure system, the same one that's going to give Dallas to Atlanta a winter storm. That thing is hanging out and making a tight temperature gradient and a tight wind gradient, which makes the winds even faster. So that's why we have extreme fire danger in that same area today. Malibu right through the San Gabriels, San Fernando. The wind gusts could easily, in the next couple of hours, stay in the 80 to 100 mile per hour winds range. And then look what happens. This is 8 a.m. Wednesday. We put some of the modeling on here. Pacific Palisades has a 50 mile per hour gust, as does Los Angeles. San Fernando close to 60. And by the way, the red flag warnings in the particularly dangerous situation stretches all the way down close to Escondido and San Diego. But look what happens by tonight. We're still seeing gusts 20 to 30 miles per hour. So it's really not until tomorrow morning, which we took the model to, where we see things fall into a much more fire-fightable category. These wind gusts, you know, Malibu had a 66 mile per hour gust, Burbank Airport more than 80. They're not going to stop for the next couple of hours.
Oh my. Okay, Ginger, thanks. President Biden was in Los Angeles when the fires broke out. I want to go to Chief White House Correspondent Mary Bruce for the latest from the administration. Good morning, Mary.
Good morning, George. Well, the president has been briefed continually and updated overnight. He is there in Los Angeles. He was there to announce 2 new monuments. Those plans have now been scrapped, and he'll be returning to the White House later today. The president, in a statement, saying he has offered any and all federal assistance needed. FEMA has already approved a grant to support the impacted communities and reimburse the state for firefighting costs. And Biden is urging residents to stay vigilant and listen to local officials. And the vice president, Kamala Harris, a California native, she has a home there in Brentwood. She says her heart goes out to everyone impacted. She is thanking the firefighters and first responders, and she is urging everyone to evacuate immediately if they are told to do so, guys.
And luckily, people are doing that. Mary, our thanks to you. And we're going to stay on top of the story, of course. And also, we're going to talk about the skyrocketing egg prices and shortages and what you can do to save some money.
Also ahead, we're going to break down a new study on the best ways to quit vaping.
And we'll have much more from California, as Robin said, on the raging wildfires. Let's go to Matt Gutman.
These apocalyptic scenes here in Pacific Palisades. Homes destroyed. Most of the downtown business area is gone. Pacific Palisades High School is gone. And those ferocious winds that fueled this destructive firestorm are only expected to increase later today into the afternoon. Much more on that coming up on GMA.
Hundreds of homes. Okay, Matt, thanks very much.
Coming up, Coach Prime is on his way to Times Square. Deion Sanders live on GMA. So you stay right there and we'll be right back.
All right, dude. Yeah, let's get out of here. We tried, bro. I'm sorry.
Back here on GMA, that video, just a glimpse of the dangerous situation unfolding in Southern California. It's from professional storm chaser Tanner Charles. Tanner and his friend Orly Israel are going to join us in just a few moments.
Okay, they're going to be coming up. Let's go first to our chief national correspondent, Matt Gutman. He's on the scenes near the Palisades fire. Hello, Matt.
Hey, George, this is obviously a state of emergency here in Southern California. The worst winds here in over a decade. I want you to hear something. That hissing sound just happened a few seconds ago. It's a gas, I think, pipe that has exploded in that house behind us that just burst into flame within the past 5 or 6 minutes. Hundreds of homes in Pacific Palisades, the epicenter of the worst fires, have burned, including much of the downtown area. And I want you to notice how the embers are being cast by this fire, being blown downrange by this, I don't know, at this point, 20, 30 mile per hour wind, and that is causing additional fires. This is completely out of control at this point. Firefighters cannot get a grip on this fire. The wind is set to persist for many hours, even until tomorrow morning, so it's not going to get any better. We don't know of any fatalities or injuries just yet, but I just want to give you the scope. It's absolutely apocalyptic, and there's no amount of resources that can stop this at this point, George.
And Matt, I know this became very personal for you.
It is. You know, I've been in the Palisades. You can just see that house going completely up behind us. I've been here many, many times. My aunt lives here. And when I drove up this morning, it was completely unrecognizable. I couldn't even orient myself. So she lost her house. A cousin lost his house. Driving home yesterday, I encountered a fire. And it's not about me. It's about what about 10 million people living in LA County are experiencing right now, which is that terror of not knowing where that next fire is going to erupt. And if your family is going to be in the crosshairs of this. So I did what so many people have done overnight, which is yesterday afternoon telling my wife and kids, everybody get a go bag ready to go. We have to be ready to leave this house at a moment's notice. Fortunately for us, we did not. But that is the kind of terror that millions of people are undergoing right now in LA County. You can just see how much worse this is getting moment by moment here, George.
Okay, Matt, stay safe. Michael?
All right, and at least 300,000 customers are without power in Southern California this morning. Let's go back to Kana Whitworth with more. Good morning again, Kana.
Yeah, hey Michael, good morning. Look, the wind has really picked up out here in Altadena, and you are seeing the strength of it on full display behind me. Look at how these gusts are absolutely shooting embers. Some are huge. Look at that, shooting these embers right off of that building and across the street. I mean, this is utterly terrifying. This is part of the reason why this Eaton fire exploded so quickly, 1,000 acres and counting right now, is because winds like this, look if you can see around here, I mean, it's just utterly destroying this building. Winds like this clocking in 60, 80 miles an hour, this is grounding aircraft. They cannot get aircraft on this fire until this wind dies down, and this is the result. This right here is that assisted living facility that we talked about earlier, where people were in wheelchairs and in beds being wheeled out of this building to safety. There are some really dramatic and scary decisions being made. And before I send it back, I want to bring you around this way, just so you can grasp that we are utterly surrounded by wind and fire, and it's so erratic that it is shooting wind that way and sending embers back this way. Firefighters are trying to put out multiple fires at a time and having to revisit them over and over again. It is an utterly terrifying scene over here, as you can also see. Look at, if you can zoom in back there, Jeff, that part of that entire building has just collapsed right onto the road, and the wind is still blowing right at us, guys.
Oh my gosh, Kana, you are really helping us really have a full scope of what everybody is enduring right now. Thank you. Please stay safe. And joining us now is professional storm chaser Tanner Charles and his friend Orly Israel, who lives there in Southern California. And gentlemen, thank you so very much. Orly, I know it's your home, that you have no idea if it's there or not right now. Just your emotions this morning. Could you share that, Orly?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just in disbelief right now watching Matt. He's blocks away from where I live, and just praying that my house is still there and knowing that so many people I know and love have just lost everything is, I don't even know what to say. Yeah, it is unimaginable. And Tanner, I know you were the one who captured the video that we've been showing of when you all were, the flames were closing in and you were leaving your friend's Orly's house. Can you take us through those moments, Tanner?
Yeah, absolutely. Just like being in the town and just knowing that Orly was living in this neighborhood, I came up just to document the fire, but then ended up running into him just out of happenstance. And so we went up and observed the fire as it crept closer to the neighborhood. As things got closer, we ended up going back to his house and another friend's house that lives a couple blocks away. And we were just preparing the house. We were just like, putting water on all the bushes and on all over the house. We were taking, cushions off, anything that was flammable, just trying to do our best to make sure that the house was as fireproof as possible. But then, as you can see in the video, it got to be too much, and we just, we had to leave. It just wasn't safe anymore. No, and you had to leave. And Tanner, I heard when you were saying, we tried, and you all, as you just described, did everything you possibly could to help with your friend there. And Orly, what was going through your mind when this all was happening? I fought as best I could. I was blazing that fire with a garden hose until I couldn't get close to it. My eyes are still stinging from the smoke and the flames. And so, I put up the best fight I could, and
I gave it all I had.
And that's all you can ask. And we've heard, Orly, from Matt, from so many people who live there, that they have never seen anything like this before. Do you share those sentiments?
This is wild. You know, I know people who live in the mountains who have fought back fires, but never seen fires just destroy, completely level an entire neighborhood, entire city like this.
And Tanner, what about you? Because I think you're from Minnesota. You're a professional storm chaser out of Minnesota. You happen to be there. You wanted to help as much as you can. You've seen a lot of different type of disasters, and you don't compare despair. Whatever disaster for the person's going through it is devastating. But can you put into words what you've seen compared to other things that you've seen?
Yeah, so I mean, I've been storm chasing for 16 years, and I've come across, you know, devastation in towns and different things, but fires are just a different animal.
Yeah.
It's just so erratic, and it's you're experiencing it all in real time usually. And so when we're out there, it's just the landscape shifts constantly as time goes on, and you're seeing people, like, you know, evacuate right in front of your eyes. You're seeing people, like, you know, tossing things in their car and leaving and stuff, and you're seeing, you know, just hearing all the different, like, sirens and everything. It's just such a chaotic environment. But keeping a level head is really what helped us to stay calm and to really understand, like, what we needed to do, and also just being aware of the factors of, like, the wind and which direction we were. And I was always keeping tabs to make sure that we were in a safe position, and until the last second, until we had to leave. So it was, yeah, it's unreal. It's unreal. It's unreal for us seeing it. I can only imagine what it is for you living, as you said, in real time, going through that. Gentlemen, thank you so very much for thank you. Just thank you so much, and appreciate all that you are doing to share with us, to help us have a better understanding. Please take care. Thank you. Yeah, thank you so much.
Okay,
thank
Michael.
Yeah, wild to hear that firsthand account. Now, with the cost of eggs skyrocketing, if you can even find them at your local supermarket. Elizabeth Schulze in Washington with the details. Good morning again, Elizabeth.
Hey, good morning again, Michael. This is a problem so many of us are feeling at the grocery store. They're either out of eggs, there's a limit on the number of cartons you can buy, or prices are unusually high. And the main culprit here is the bird flu, which has now affected more than 130 million poultry birds across all 50 states.
This morning, shoppers are scrambling to find store shelves stocked with eggs.
This is where the eggs normally are in Costco. The only thing that was there was a cart with a couple of boxes of mostly broken eggs.
Rising cases of the bird flu are forcing egg suppliers to cut production, causing shortages nationwide and skyrocketing prices.
They did not have any eggs to sell.
Brooke Jones says she visited grocery stores in the Dallas area in search of eggs.
We decided to go out and actually check some different egg sections at stores. And so that's how we came across empty egg shelves, high prices, signs.
Government data shows egg prices are up nearly 38% in the past year. Prices spiking 8% just in November ahead of the high demand holiday baking season. On average, a dozen eggs will cost you $3.65 now compared to $2.14 1 year ago, with prices cheapest in the South averaging $3.40 and most expensive on the West Coast at $4.20. For retailers buying eggs wholesale in California, a carton is nearly $9. This pastry shop in San Francisco feeling the squeeze.
Since October, late October, prices are just high. And today I was wondering when this is going to stop.
Some other kitchen staples could soon get hit too.
You start thinking about offshoots of other things that have eggs in them, and mayonnaise typically, follows along the path. So that'll be the next one to kind of watch.
Now, the Department of Agriculture tells us it does expect egg production to rebound in the second half of this year as poultry flocks are rebuilt, and that should lead to some lower prices at the grocery store, Michael.
But until that happens, what can people do in the meantime to save money on eggs?
So when you're shopping, you do always want to check the price of store brands, Michael. They're often cheaper, offer bigger discounts. Consider some egg substitutes for baking. Applesauce, mashed bananas, or even flax seeds are good options. And then maximize the shelf life of those eggs to stretch your dollar further. The FDA says that eggs can be stored on a shelf in your fridge for 3 weeks after the sell-by date on the carton. Cooked eggs can actually last a week, and I did not know this one. You can even store eggs or egg whites beaten out of their shells, frozen, for up to a year, guys.
I didn't know any of that.
I didn't know, especially the 3 weeks.
I didn't
Are you
either.
sure about that?
A lot longer than you think.
Okay,
I won't
great.
test it. I can tell you that much.
That's good to know. Good to know. Can really save some folks some money.
And there you see former President Jimmy Carter lying in state there at the Capitol. Want to go to our national correspondent, Terry Moran, who's in Washington ahead of the funeral service tomorrow. Good morning, Terry.
Good morning, George. This morning, the nation is paying Jimmy Carter one of the highest honors it can bestow. He is lying in the rotunda, lying in state under the Great Dome of the United States Capitol after making a moving and meaningful journey back to Washington, where he served as the nation's 39th president from Georgia, the state where he was born 100 years ago. Members of the public have been paying their respects last night and today as well before the state funeral tomorrow. And Carter's flag-draped casket arrived in snowy Washington on board an Air Force flight, Special Mission 39 it was called, and it stopped on Pennsylvania Avenue at the Navy Memorial, a moment to remember his years of service in the United States Navy. And then a horse-drawn caisson brought the casket up Pennsylvania Avenue, his family making the walk with him in the bitter cold. And at the Capitol, the military honor guard carrying the casket with solemn precision up those long steps and into the rotunda, his grandchildren serving as honorary pallbearers. And then a rare moment of unity in Washington, leaders and members of Congress of both political parties joining in a service of remembrance tomorrow, the state funeral at the National Cathedral before he returns home to Plains, where he'll be buried next to Rosalind Carter, his wife of 77 years. Guys?
Yeah, they're going to be together again, and you just can't overemphasize what an incredible human being Jimmy Carter.
Yeah.
We'll be right back.
Good morning, America. It's 8 a.m. Apocalyptic scenes across California. 3 catastrophic wildfires scorched thousands of acres in Southern California. The Palisades fire explodes in size, fueled by powerful winds.
These gusts, it just is so strong.
Sending embers raining down on neighborhoods. Homes incinerated one after the other.
Everything is catching fire here. We just seen, 4 or 5 houses go up over the past few minutes here.
Tens of thousands forced to evacuate. Drivers forced to abandon vehicles on Sunset Boulevard. Firefighters battle the relentless blaze and the dangerous winds. Our team is on the scene.
It's prime time. Deion Sanders is here. The trailblazing player and coach is back with a new behind-the-scenes season of Coach Prime, turning his Colorado team into winners.
How you feel? Good. How you feel? Fired up.
And his emotions about his last game coaching his son.
Plus, how having a holistic hobby could change your life in 2025. We're breaking down the new trend and the big benefits. Even volunteering just 1 hour a week can have a tremendous impact on your life. As we say,
Good morning, America!
Live from Times Square, it's Wednesday. Good morning, America.
big group waiting for us upstairs. We have a very busy morning, as you know, here in Times Square, including that story about how you can help yourself while helping others. And we know so many people right now in California are depending on support from their communities.
That is right, Robin. And we begin with the very latest on the wildfire emergency out west, forcing tens of thousands to evacuate.
We're going to go back to our chief national correspondent, Matt Gutman, who is on the scene at the Palisades wildfire. Good morning, Matt.
George, you can see this fire just ripping this house behind me, setting those embers all the way down the street. There's obviously a state of emergency here in Southern California. The epicenter right here in Pacific Palisades. We've seen most of the business and downtown area is destroyed, likely hundreds of homes as well. No word yet on injuries and deaths here, but we know that the destruction is vast.
This morning, those apocalyptic scenes in Southern California, now under a state of emergency, with over 50,000 people forced to evacuate their homes, fleeing for their lives as fires burned across LA County. Multi-million-dollar homes incinerated one after the other, the largest fire tearing through the enclave of Pacific Palisades, one of the wealthiest in the country. It was fueled by historic winds burning at a rate of 5 football fields per minute, gutting the Palisades high-end downtown area. Firefighters attacking the more than 2,900-acre wildfire from the ground and the air, but the fire exploding everywhere, seemingly at once. Firefighters and locals overwhelmed.
All right, dude. Yeah, let's get out of here. We tried, bro. I'm sorry.
Tanner and his friend Orly racing to escape the home, surrounded by flames.
Gotta get out of here. Holy.
A Santa Ana wind event the National Weather Service called the worst in over a decade, turbocharging the fire.
The fire is being fueled by a combination of strong winds and surrounding topography, which is making it extremely challenging.
Everything is catching fire here. Trash bins, shrubs, trees, houses. The smoke is unbearable at this point. We've just seen, 4 or 5 houses go up over the past few minutes here. The entire area here looks apocalyptic.
A commercial aircraft flying over the area, capturing the magnitude of the massive fire. Dozens of homes obliterated by the flames as residents tried to flee. On Malibu Beach, lifeguard stations ablaze, the ocean right there, but not close enough to save homes and businesses along the Pacific Coast Highway.
I want you to see how the wind is bending the flames over the street. That is the major concern here, and you can feel the intensity of the heat coming off from that house. So many houses like this, and this is the challenge for firefighters across Southern California today. They don't know where the next fire is going to start because these embers are being cast hundreds of yards or even miles away, and these winds are set to persist throughout the day and even into early tomorrow. Guys.
A challenge beyond belief, Matt. Thank you. Kana Whitworth is on the scene at the Eaton fire. And how is it where you are right now, Kana?
Robin, I tell you what, these winds out here have really kicked up something fierce here. And as you walk around, you can just see the destruction to this building. And it's wrapped all the way around at this point. We are utterly surrounded in fire, and you can sort of see those embers that are in the sky. Now, this happened so quickly because they couldn't get any air attack on this fire, right? They had wind gusts of 80 miles an hour. So the community was relying on each other. In fact, from this building right here, this is an assisted living facility, they had to evacuate people in wheelchairs and beds and run them up the road to safety. An utterly heroic moment, especially when you see this now. If it's safe to walk back just a little bit further, Robin, you can see all the sides of this building that have now fallen and they have collapsed on the ground. This is all that's left, and I'm telling you, out here in Altadena, block after block, the destruction looks like this, Robin.
Oh, and Kana, we can not only see, but we can hear what it is that you all are going through right now. Thank you so much for your reporting, Michael.
All right, thank you, Robin. We're going to turn now to a new study that looked at the best ways to quit vaping. Ariel Recife is here to break it down for us. Good morning, Ariel.
Hey, good morning to you, Michael. Many people have turned to vaping to help quit smoking, but then how do you then stop vaping? This study included people ages 13 and over and found the most effective methods to help people quit were medication and text-based intervention. The study says the most effective method for giving up vaping was the medication varenicline, with 49 out of 100 people successfully quitting after 6 months. The second method showed the promise of text-based intervention in young people ages 13 to 24, with 29 out of 100 people quitting after 7 months. That said, more studies involving more people are needed to get a clearer picture of exactly what works here. The American Heart Association says e-cigarettes deliver nicotine, of course, which is highly addictive and can be especially harmful to teens whose brains are still developing. If you or someone you know is looking to quit vaping or smoking, the CDC offers a free helpline. Guys.
Oh, so important right there. Ariel, thank you. Coming up on our GMA Morning Menu, holistic hobbies, ways to care for others while also caring for yourself. And tell us what else is ahead here, Michael Strahan.
Coach Prime. Coach Prime. Oh, here he is. Robin looked over there and said, oh, he's a good-looking man. I said, boy, his head is going to get even bigger than it already is.
Go back a long way.
Deion Sanders, everybody. He's going to tell us all about the new season of Coach Prime, where he's going to take us behind the scenes of his season coaching the Colorado Buffaloes, yes, and much more. You need to fix it up after you destroyed my look. Oh, yes. Don't keep complimenting him. Don't do it.
Complimenting, but we're also going to tell you about Tori. She's here with the first deals and steals of the new year. And Lara's upstairs, Jamie Oliver.
I am. I love this. George, Jamie's back, and he's sharing a way to cook chicken that you can use for meals throughout the week. He's with me right now, handing me ingredients. Apparently, I'm helping. It's coming up on Good Morning America. Come cook with us, everyone.
It's gonna be delicious.
Let's go. Jamie Oliver in the house.
Literally playing my song, my tune. Back now with the GMA cover story and our Start Strong series, helping you put your best foot forward in 2025.
Yeah, I love this idea. Yeah. Let's do it, everybody. This morning we're looking at holistic hobbies and how taking time to help others this year can also be a great way to help yourself. Take a look. From gardening
to make a bad garden bed look good.
To yoga.
With an exhale, open into Warrior 2.
Finding joy in a holistic hobby can have a great impact on your life.
A holistic hobby is a hobby that bridges both your personal growth and something that's good for other people or the world around you.
Career expert and author Laura Gassner-Otting adding there are many benefits to volunteering.
People who volunteer tend to volunteer with other people, so you get both the pro-social but also the actual social benefits of being around other people, which reduces loneliness and isolation.
One recent study suggesting that volunteering for as little as 1 hour a week was linked to slowing down your biological clock. A great reminder that it's never too late to try something new.
Now's a great time in the new year to get involved in a hobby, to find a group in your community that you care about.
And we are joined now by some incredible folks who are making big impacts in their spare time. And I want to start with you, Alexandra. Hi, Grace. How are you? But Alexandra, Women in Culture. Tell us about this group and how it empowers women through the arts.
Yeah, so Women of Culture is actually primarily a membership-based community designed to help women learn about, experience, and
we're
support
seeing
the
some
arts.
of them doing it.
Exactly, yeah, we do creative workshops like this one because we really believe that the creativity is a way to get us out of our left side analytical brain and more into our right side where we're more open to connecting and meeting other people and forming the deep bonds that are so important to have right now.
Very much right now.
Yeah.
And you are an ambassador.
I am.
For the group.
Yes.
And what are they doing right here? This is like a vision board that's really kicked up a notch or two.
So they are making bingo cards and vision boards, and bingo cards are the new trendy way for setting goals in 2025, acting as a new vision board. What happens is I made here an example is that as the year progresses, you could check off the goals that you've completed, and once you have bingo, you can reward yourself. So it's a great way of keeping yourself on track for completing your goals. You can also make it very meaningful and personal to you by listing hobbies or personal developments you want to attain and giving back to society. As you can see, I've listed appearing on Good Morning America. But I love photography, so I also want to take a photography class. And I also want to surround myself with uplifting folks like Women of Culture.
And I see them. People are taking pictures out of playbills. And just really
we're doing like a cultural bingo with
it.
All the things we want to go see in the new year and the different museums and shows that we want to do.
I know, you just personalize on what is important to you.
Yes.
Alexandra, Grace, thank you so very much.
Thank you so much.
Lara.
Hi, Joy. Yeah, sorry, Robin. I'm trying to understand this because it's so fun what we're doing here. Animal Care Centers of New York City is here, and what they do is they're reading to the animals. This is a great way, Robin, to volunteer your time. We're talking about a holistic strong start for 2025. Catherine, can you explain why reading to these kittens is actually helping the kittens and helping yourself at the same time?
Absolutely. So part of our junior volunteer program is having students come to the shelter to read to animals.
I love this.
And this helps to socialize our animals so they get used to having new faces, new voices in front of their kennels. So when adopters come, hopefully those animals won't feel so scared. They won't hide, which helps to make them more adoptable.
Exactly. And what could be more fun than sitting and reading and reading to a little animal? That's like a dream. Evan, I know that you're one of the kids that's involved. I want to talk about your group. You guys are from the Service Collective and you work with the Animal Care Center. Why do you do it and how does it make you feel?
I think I do it because from the bottom of my heart, I really want to bring exposure and attention to animals that need it.
Yeah.
And honestly, it brings me such a great feeling when they get adopted.
Isn't it the best?
Yeah.
I share that with you, and I love it. I really appreciate what you guys all are doing, and hopefully we're inspiring lots of people to a strong start in 2025. So thank you for your work.
Well, Deion Sanders is here, as we all know. He's the Pro Football Hall of Famer. He's coach of the Colorado Buffaloes. And he's the star of Coach Prime, which is produced by my company, Smack.
Love this show.
What do we call you? Deion Coach?
You call me what you want to call me. She can call me anything she wants to
She
call
calls you handsome.
This is
as soon as the show is over, we're going to get your eyes checked. Let's get into it. No jokes. I'm going to be your friend. I'm going to be nice to you this morning. You started out at HBCU at Jackson State. Your coaching journey started a long time before that, but that's when you really hit the national spotlight. You did an incredible job there. Do you feel like you've inspired other former black athletes to go to HBCUs? Michael Vick now, Deshaun Jackson now at this press conference today?
Well, I feel like I'm blessed to be a blessing. And those guys you just mentioned, I've reached out to them and I want them to succeed immensely. So all the wrongs, all the rights, everything that I could give them and all the direction and guidance, I'm there for them. They're like my little brothers and I love it. I love that they're getting opportunities.
Yeah.
Because we never got these top opportunities. We comprise, I think, 75, 80% of the team, but then we can't coach. That don't make any sense to me. So I'm thankful that we're getting opportunities.
Yeah, and doing such a great job at it. I want to talk to you about the Colorado Buffaloes. I've loved watching you all season. You guys have really turned it around, and that's what the show is all about. I love the show, Michael. You're fantastic in it, and we want to show a scene right now where you're dealing with one of your players. He's a bit of a handful. Your son. Take a look, everyone.
Oh, Lord, Jesus.
This season is special because this is it. This most likely, and I'm pretty much 99 to 100% sure, will be the last time that I have an opportunity to coach my kids. Thankfully, the things that I've instilled in them, it won't depart from them.
Oh, you can see very emotional.
You're trying to make me cry.
What are your emotions?
That's
that
tough.
They could be it?
Like, I've coached them every bit of the way. Shiloh went to South Carolina for a minute, but Shador, I've always been there, and every time he looked over there, I was there. So that last walk, see, I'm thinking about it now. It's tough to know that we've been together from day one. It's tough to see it in.
You got a big draft day coming up as well. Your sons, Travis Hunter.
Yep, all three of them, and several others on the team. But we're going to do it in Boulder, Colorado, and celebrate it with the fans in the gymnasium. We're going to pack the house. It's going to be phenomenal. But those two will probably go in the first 2 to 3 picks.
Amazing.
Wow. That's what we're projecting.
It is just unbelievable to imagine that you not only you had such an amazing career, but now to witness it through them. I mean, as a dad, taking the football out of it, just as a dad, how does it make you feel to this next chapter?
Pretty good, but you over there like that boxing coach sitting in the corner, right, left, right, making sure you did some right things. You instill those things inside of them that they could take on to the next level. But seeing them giddy up and go, like slapping that horse on the back, saying giddy up, like that's tough. It's tough.
Will you be armchair quarterbacking? Will you be coaching them behind the scenes?
I would never stop. I would never cease being their father because we don't know any other way.
Of course.
And this show is excellent, and you see my relationships with all the participants of my team.
And you really saw it all season long too, Coach.
And I love them to life, and I'm going to miss them so much darn much. The seniors that are leaving, I'm going to miss them so darn much.
Yeah, how is it going to be, though, to be coaching and not coaching your son? So now you're going to have stress on Saturday in college. Then you're going to have stress on Sunday watching.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. That's going to be tough, but also it's a relief. Because when I'm coaching on Saturdays, I'm coaching, but I'm a father as well. So now at least I just get to coach. Yep. I don't have to worry about the fatherly part because sometimes Shiloh thinks I'm dad. He's like, Dad, I'm not your father right now. All right? I'm your coach.
Let's make this clear.
I wondered that. That's interesting.
Sometimes it intertwines with one another, but oftentimes, Shador knows, I'm coach. Yeah, I'm Coach Prime. I'm not dad right now.
And how were you able to turn it around so quickly this season from last year?
I got a wonderful staff. The Bible says that rod and that staff, they comfort me. I have a wonderful staff that I love, and we're making some necessary changes right now to take it up to yet another level. But I have some wonderful people around me that we keep them accountable, and the standard is the standard.
The standard is the standard.
We don't digress from the standard.
Yeah. I will say the one thing I've made and been around a lot of amazing coaches myself is that you have your sons, but they get treated almost worse than anybody else. I'd rather not be your son and be on the team. And then you have this whole contest of who's your favorite child.
I do
on Instagram.
Well, we all
That's
do.
Insane.
But see, you guys try to play like y'all try to play like I admit to it. Y'all don't admit to it, and you know darn well we have our favorites. We know which child is gonna do. We know which child is gonna do what for us, and we all know that. We know which child to trust. We know which child not to trust. We know which child is going to be there. We know which child ain't getting you nothing for your birthday, for Father's Day, for Mother's Day. We know that. I just said. Y'all don't.
That's why you got to watch the show. You really do just say it. You do not hold back, Coach.
But it's just like you said, you're not just blessed, you are a blessing.
Thank you.
And this is something that you want to share with others.
Yeah, and I love life, and I live the life I love. And I'm blessed to be a blessing. I want to see you smile like you always. You make me smile. You get on my nerves, but I love all of you guys on this side. And you get that, but I really do because you're a blessing, and you give us hope every day. I mean, we watch you. America watches you every day, and you start our mornings off. And I'm thankful that you guys have put all this into life. You're givers, and I love it.
And we appreciate you being here, giving us your time, your energy, letting those cameras follow you around and put on a great show so that people can really understand what's all behind this. And at the core of it is all about family. It's all about love, and not just your kids, but the whole team and the coach. Everybody's family to you.
When you see Jimmy Horn and the situation with his father being incarcerated, I just went to prison with him a couple weeks ago because they moved his father right outside of Denver. And it's unbelievable, you know, because we are so judgmental about people that are incarcerated. But this was a good man who just made a mistake, and he still has been there for his son. And when you see this episode, it's a tearjerker. So please get your napkins and get whatever, because you're going to cry your heart out because it's truly real and authentic.
That's heart. That's heart.
Yeah, anything that makes you cry, I know it's got to be.
I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming. Hey, go ahead. He can't help himself.
Wait, I go back to, I remember I have a picture for the Pro Bowl. He got on a do-rag. He got on all kinds of stuff. We go way back.
You were heavy. You were a little heavy at that time. Yeah, you're a little heavy on this thing. A little heavy. He does speak the truth. Just a little. Thank you, Rob. Thank you, Rob.
You needed to be doing your job.
I will speak the truth, but I will see the cameras aren't rolling. Okay, season 3, Coach Prime is streaming now on Prime Video.
Welcome back to GMA, live from Times Square.
Welcome back to GMA. We cannot get enough of those adorable, adoptable kittens. We want you to check them out. You can learn more on the Animal Care Center's website. Please adopt. Right now, though, it's time for our first Deals and Steals of 2025. Oh, yes. So honored to be the one. And I love, Tori, that it's all about wellness.
It is all about wellness. So we are starting with the easiest way to bring the gym wherever you are. Yep. This is the TRX suspension trainer. And what's awesome about this is that whether you are a beginner or an athlete or anyone in between, this will adapt to you. Uses the power of your body weight to be able to create a full body workout. You can see from there. You can use it on the door at home.
I have that. It's fantastic.
Yeah, you could take it outside, use it in the park. So no matter where you go, there's an option to use where you are, and again, at your ability at the moment, which is what's really great about TRX.
It's
we also have
for you.
A big variety of their accessories as well. All of these up to 77% savings starting at $750.
Oh, definitely getting
really
some.
smart.
All right, let's talk about
We're
this.
talking about feet here. This is Thule's.
You know that I have a serious situation
I know. You have
right
a lot
now.
of serious situations happening, and a lot of us do. So whether it is foot pain that comes from common conditions like plantar fasciitis, shin splints, Achilles tendonitis, whatever it is, there is a solution to make your shoes fit better and your feet feel more comfortable to help relieve pain.
So many people.
Personally, I love these. These are little gels that go on the ball of your feet when you're wearing high heels. So there's even a solution that's for high heels, but whether it's boots, work shoes, there is a solution that fits inside those shoes. All 50% off, starting at $6.
We have a very special guest, everybody.
We had to bring in the big gun.
In the house.
Yeah.
Let's talk about this.
Foot massager. This is a foot massager.
I think I'm set up. I think Michael Strahan had something to do with this because I only have 8 toes.
Okay.
So I'm pretty sure he set me up.
So he wants.
Those 8 toes need love too.
Those 8 toes, we got to take extra care of those 8 toes.
Set up.
And so this foot massager is going to help ensure that whether you've got 8 toes or 10 toes, doesn't matter. This is for you. Yes. So it's all about targeting those pressure points. Going to be helpful for pain relief.
Oh boy. Oh, no.
So we're good.
Oh, yeah,
there he goes. There he goes.
Yeah, keep the sock on. Thank you.
Amazing feel on these. Whether you're sitting, standing, work, or home, 52% off from Miko. This one's a winner. We got the winner here.
Socks on there, Coach. Socks on.
Gloves in a bottle. We're protecting our hands here. So whether irritation, dryness, cracking.
This is good for those Colorado games.
Let me give you a little bit right here. This is like incredible. Feels so awesome on your hands. He's putting his shoes on.
Nice.
So
Mike was a little ashy this morning.
It was?
Yeah,
okay.
He
was. Okay. Probably why you'll find this in his dressing room. But if you've got ashy hands or itchy hands, gloves in the bottles for you. 50% off with our big assortment today.
Great product. All
it
right,
is. Okay,
let's go.
Hush. This is really fabulous to upgrade your sleeping. We've got everything from weighted blanket. This is a weighted robe. Feel this collar here. There's 3 pounds of weight in this collar up here. So he's ready to take this off on here. We also have all of their cooling sheets and cooling pillow. So if you are a hot sleeper, this is a line for you. Everything from Hush, 50% off.
What's with this?
It's a weighted collar, so it's great for stress relief, calming.
There you go, Coach.
So he's got his he's ready.
Because he's looking good.
And then we've got this Lisa mattress here. This is the cooling hybrid. You ready to? Yeah, there you go, baby. Oh, He's tired. Coach Prime approved, but if you are a hot sleeper, this particular mattress, it's the Legend Cool Hybrid. This is the one, baby. What do you say?
I need these.
You need it all. It's we got you covered, and we got you guys covered too.
It's all for you, Mike Strahan.
Thank you.
We cannot get enough of Coach Prime over here.
We got him covered as long as they keep those toes covered.
Hey, thank you for the assist. Tori, thank you for the deals, and thank you to the companies for the deals. We've got them all on our website, goodmorningamerica.com. More wellness deals tomorrow, and again, goodmorningamerica.com. Robin, let's cook.
What a team over there, what a team over there, what a team over here. Jamie Oliver is back, day 2 of his 3-day GMA residency. His new cookbook is called Simply Jamie. And this morning he's showing one recipe that will feed you all week long. And this you said this is a gift that keeps on giving. It starts with a poached chicken?
It does. Look, as a chef, every Saturday, I literally just make my life easy.
Yes.
And this will sound a little bit weird to my American friends, but I don't know what I'm going to do with it. So I take a chicken, I put it in a pot, I take some carrots, I take some celery.
Very simple.
I take some onion, a bit of garlic and herb. I cover it with water, and I let it just poach, as you can see right here, for an hour and a half, right? Now, why would I cook something that I don't know what I'm going to do with? Because that's life. I've got kids, there's stuff going on. There and then that day, I can make myself a little broth and meat, but it's that tender, succulent meat and the veg and 2 liters of stock that I can turn into a myriad of beautiful dishes over the course of the week.
Because you're talking about the stock, the broth is something as well, not just the chicken.
You got meat, veg, broth. And in the book, I give you these mothership recipes, I hold your hand, and then I show you like 10 other things to do with it. So this, I thought I'd give today. It's a little bit cold outside. We're gonna make chicken pot pie. Oh yeah.
The crew is already talking about it.
Do you mind being my mixer?
No,
So what we're going to do is we're going to put some sour cream in here. We've pulled some of that chicken, And we've chopped up some of that beautiful veg in there. A little bit of milk goes in. We'll season it up, baby, with salt and pepper. We'll give it a nice little kick with some beautiful whole grain mustard. And we don't want to be shy on the mustard. We like a bit of that. And then the herb of choice, which you can get this in all the supermarkets, chives. Chives, sour cream, chicken. It's delicate. It's very, very nice. So we just slice those up, any old how you like, and then we're going to put that in. Now, once you've got that beautiful filling, what we're going to do, we'll just mix that up nicely. What we're going to do is turn it into a pie. Now, if you go to the supermarket, they've made life very easy. What we have is a sheet of puff pastry.
So you can go buy it. Don't make it yourself.
It comes like that. So when I write the book, I want to have as fewer ingredients as possible. I want them to be simple, and I want to use kind of the things that you can get hold of in a regular supermarket. So what I'm going to do is take this filling here, put it in the middle like this. And
it's very simple. Very simple.
No, honestly, when you see how simple it is, it's going to blow you away. We take a little bit of egg, we put it around the edge, just like this. This kind of acts like a glue, right? And if you imagine that chicken and the sour cream and all those mustard, everything like that, that's all going to cook together. And I just take a second piece of puff pastry and go like that. Right?
I got to ask you something.
Go for it.
Okay, because sometimes I try and do this and my bottom gets a little soggy. The bottom on this, not my side, but the bottom gets, but it does. It does.
So I have a trick for that. When you cook it in the oven, you put it on the bottom of the oven, so it gets extra heat. Then you get crispy butt, golden top, and everyone's happy.
Got it.
So what we're going to do now is very, very nice. I'm just going to egg wash this up. Now, can you grab a little fork there?
I can.
And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a little trick. We want to seal this pastry so everything's going to steam beautiful inside. So the way that we do that is we're going to take this fork and we're literally just going to go like that. And that will crimp the sides just like that. That will secure it so all of the steam and flavor goes in like that. Then my chosen seed of choice is sesame seeds. So good. Go on, you have a little sprinkle there. From a height, let's just style it up. Yay! Now that goes in the oven for 30 minutes, right at the bottom at 400 Fahrenheit. And then, ladies and gentlemen, we got chicken pot pie.
Well, my friends, but you have other things in here that you can make
so
as well.
from that same pulled chicken and the broth, we've got a beautiful green goddess salad, kind of a Caesar salad, really, really nice. Here we've got some beautiful noodles, some pulled chicken, some chili sauce, and look, that broth is coming into its own. The veggies galore, hot and beautiful. We're making curries, we're making stews. In the book, there is so much inspiration to make from this humble thing.
From that, all of this.
Yeah, and when you buy a whole chicken, you're stretching the value, you're giving yourself options. You can make risotto with the stock. It's just giving families lots of choices. And I think that's what it's all about.
And if you're single, you said that you could chop it and freeze some of it, so you don't have to use it all at that one time.
And even if you pull it and put it in the fridge, you've got a week. You've got a week. You come home from work, you can knock that up in 3 minutes if you come home from work. Super tasty, super healthy.
It smells so good. I wish we had smell-o-vision. Thank you, Jamie. Thank you. You can get these delicious recipes on GoodMorningAmerica.com. Jamie's going to be back. His new cookbook, Simply Jamie. There's nothing simple about him, but Simply Jamie is out now.
Now with Abbott Elementary star William Stanford Davis. He plays the school custodian on the Emmy-winning sitcom, and this morning he's joining us for the first time. Welcome to the show. First time on GMA. Y'all give it up. First time. Yes.
Thank you for having me. It's such a pleasure to be here.
It is a pleasure to have you. And your character is a fan favorite. But there's a lot of mystery surrounding Mr. Johnson, who you play brilliantly. Okay, so he claims he worked at a rodeo.
Yes.
That he was a state senator.
Yes.
And that he won a bronze medal in the Olympics.
The hammer throw.
Now, do you think all these things are true?
Of course they're true. Of course. Don't you think he's lying?
That's a lot to squeeze in. That's a lot.
No, I love his mystery, and I love the fact that they keep, maybe he's an astronaut too. Who knows?
Hey, join the club. Join the club. Well, there is a lot of excitement about tonight's episode because it's a crossover episode with another great show, Always Sunny in Philadelphia. And we have an exclusive clip, so we're going to take a look at it.
The game plan for today is to get the compost back into the planters and spread garlic and chili powder around to deter the raccoons.
Garlic and chili powder? You can make the dirt taste delicious. There's only one way to get rid of raccoons: intimidation.
You try and intimidate a raccoon, that'll be the last thing you ever do.
So we see you there with Danny DeVito in this crossover episode. What was it like working with the cast of Always Sunny?
First of all, Danny's such a pro. They were all just so great to work with, but he specifically, I did most of my scenes with him. Just such a pro, phenomenal guy, and he was always giving me advice. He said, "Tell him to get you a box. You need a box." And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" He was talking about an apple box, so we could sit in between scenes. He said, "They need to get you a box." He would say that every day, and I'm like, "Okay, man, they're gonna give me a box, okay?"
You say I need a box, I'll just take the box. I may not even need it.
But he was so cool to work with, man. Just a consummate pro.
And just to show how brilliant you are at this role, it started out as a guest appearance.
It sure did.
And then it was a reoccurring role.
Yes, it was.
And now you're one of the stars of the show because you crushed it so well. What does it feel like to be a part of this show?
It's the most incredible part of my acting career. You know, it's been an amazing journey. I've got a great cast that I work with, great writers, great crew, and you couldn't ask for anything more. You know. And the fact that, you know, I stuck with it, that's the part right there. You know, I hung in there until it happened.
Perseverance.
Yes, sir.
The great lesson in that.
That's it.
And this is your first time here at GMA, as we said. We were excited to have you here because we're all big Abbott Elementary fans here, of course.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody.
To mark the occasion, got your little gift basket here. It's a little GMA swag. There you go.
Okay.
Can't let you leave empty-handed.
Yes, look how they treat Mr. Johnson. I love this.
Yes. So you're doing your custodian work only on the show. You can wear those outfits.
Yes, sir.
But we appreciate you being here. Congratulations on everything. And the whole show in itself is great. You're great. Cannot wait for this collaboration between the two fantastic shows.
It's going to be fun. It's on tonight, tomorrow on Hulu. Enjoy.
Man, he's doing my job now, man. Not only that, he was an astronaut. You can add that in there. Now you're a TV guy, too. Well, you can tune into Abbott Elementary and Always Sunny crossover. That is tonight at 8:30 Eastern, 7:30 Central, right here on ABC. And streaming tomorrow on Hulu. I'm just repeating what you said. There we go. Now we're going to go over to Ginger. Ginger, where you at?
Everybody needs to hear that twice. That's a great combo. Thank you, Michael. Celebrity Jeopardy is back tonight with the quarterfinals. The neighborhood star Max Greenfield, Camilla Luddington of Grey's Anatomy, and stand-up comedian and podcaster W. Kamau Bell facing off to win $1 million grand prize for their favorite charity. You can see the new episode tonight at 9/8 Central right here on ABC.
Oh, coming up, Goosebumps stars Sam McCarthy and Jaden Bartles are here to tell us all about the new season. We're so excited. We'll be right back.
And we're back now with the next chapter in a very popular young adult franchise, Goosebumps, The Vanishing. Sam McCarthy and Jaden Bartels, they play twins on the show, and they're both with us right now. Not twins in real life, want to point that out.
No.
Great to see you both.
Nice
I
to
actually
see you.
know this guy. Sam, I met you about a year and a half, maybe 2 years ago, with your dad, Andrew McCarthy. He wrote a very beautiful book about you.
It's not, well, yeah.
Well, yeah, it's a great book, though, and I had a wonderful time
book,
speaking with him about that. Did he give you any advice about launching into this crazy career?
People ask me that all the time, and it's like all the time. It's like, when did he,
when did he not?
When did he not? Like,
Yeah.
what did he say this morning or yesterday or, all the time?
Is he a tiger dad, so to speak? Does he get in there and sort of advise you as you go, or give you a critique?
A bit. I think as I've gotten older, I've been a bit like,
I'm
let
good,
me
Dad.
let me go
do
out
this.
there. I wouldn't call him that at all. No.
Did you grow up with Goosebumps?
A little bit, because my mother was an audiobook narrator and she narrated Night of the Living Dummy.
Oh wow!
So when I was a kid, I was like,
"What are you doing?"
Yeah, which is a weird
That's so
tie in
funny.
there.
What a sort of a full circle-ish moment.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you, Jaden.
Nice to meet you.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
This is a really, there's a responsibility because this series is very loved.
Yeah.
Did you feel that when you were filming it?
Absolutely. Even just hearing about the role and it coming my way, I was like, oh, Goosebumps. The name, everyone knows it.
Everyone
Anytime
knows it.
I say it, they're like, the ones I read growing up? Yes.
Exactly.
So there was definitely I want to, give the nostalgia back to all the people that grew up with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was just honored to take on this big franchise.
Speaking of nostalgia, tell me when you heard who would be playing your dad.
Yes.
David Schwimmer from Friends.
Crazy.
Your reaction?
I was freaking out. My best friend is the biggest Friends fan, so I was like, oh, she's gonna die. She's gonna like lose her mind. So
Did she go to the set?
She came to the set.
Of course she did.
Yeah. She was like, I saw him, and that was enough for me. Yeah, but working with him is a pleasure.
He was on the show yesterday and just is the nicest guy.
Yeah, he's the best.
Let's see you all in action, everybody, on Goosebumps,
Wow.
The Vanishing.
What was the real deal?
I mean, we don't know. We don't spend a lot of time thinking about how our uncle tragically died.
They slept over on a dare. And they were killed by ghost.
No, nobody knows what happened.
Okay, I mean, they were probably not killed by ghosts.
Wait, I'm sorry. So you're saying that you're not scared of this place?
No.
I was getting like big Scooby-Doo vibes. That's more my generation.
No, absolutely. Yeah.
It's like it's great mystery. It's just scary enough, and that's what David Schwimmer was saying yesterday. That it's not gory. It's not gratuitous.
You can watch it without nightmares at night. I feel like you can watch it and go to sleep.
Yeah, it's not absolutely terrifying. It's a little creepy.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And an amazing cast.
Yes.
And a lot to work with.
Yeah.
And you make really good twins,
Thank
by the
you.
way. Great casting.
Thank you.
That's
the
Disney
goal.
and Hulu. So excited for you both. And
Thanks.
everybody, you can watch Goosebumps, The Vanishing. It premieres Friday on Disney Plus and Hulu. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you.
So glad you guys came in. So to have your dad.
You know we eat well when Jamie is here.
Yeah.
I mean, the whole crew goes crazy. He's over there working again. We see you over there.
Cooking.
Oh, Lara's heading to Miami.
I am so excited.
We are.
That's why I'm wearing
We
the blue.
are.
Penn State.
Yes.
Penn State, Notre Dame, Orange Bowl. See you there, Sam Champion. We're going to explain what this football thing is all about. Everybody check out ESPN to watch the game. It's going to be great. So excited.
Tonight on ESPN, two big NBA matchups. They start at 7 Eastern. Have a great day, everyone.
Bye.